This Sunday, August 22nd, Epix debuts a brand new horror drama series entitled Chapelwaite. Based on the Stephen King short story Jerusalem's Lot, the series follows Captain Charles Boone as he and his 3 children relocate to a family home in the small town of Preacher's Corner, Maine. Unfortunately, they are not welcomed by the locals, who believe the Boone family and their home, called Chapelwaite, carry a dark curse that has plagued the town for generations. The series stars Oscar winner Adrien Brody as Captain Boone and Schitt's Creek star Emily Hampshire as an aspiring author and the new Boone family governess. I recently sat down with Adrien Brody to discuss the unsettling new series. Let's take a look.
I hear you're looking for a governess.
We are. Your family has a reputation.
Your children, are they Christian?
Some blame Chapelwaite for the illness in town.
The Boones are surrounded by misfortune.
Father, are we safe here?
Once the people see that there's nothing to fear, this animosity will diminish.
Unless there is something to fear.
So I've seen the first few episodes of Chapelwaite, and I'm really, really loving it so far. And I know actors often have to conquer fears or step out of their comfort zones to film horror films or shows. What did you have to overcome for this series?
There was a very intimate relationship with worms, obviously. That's the first thing that comes to mind. We, of course, use real worms, and I've had to bathe with them and have... I opted to have real worms inserted into my nose, and there were all those things. Those were tangible things that I definitely had to overcome. But it's a very exciting story. I mean, Chapelwaite was a real thrill to be a part of, and it's very spooky. And I love the way that they incorporate all of these things that are, I think, challenging for most people to contend with. And, I have some weird perverse pleasure in enduring that, to share that with the audience and make it feel real and compelling.
It's very effective. Like, I can say that after watching it. It works. So, as I mentioned, Chapelwaite is based on a 1978 Stephen King short story called Jerusalem's Lot, but it was actually the second time he wrote about the town of Jerusalem's Lot. In 1975, King published his second novel, a vampire story called Salem's Lot, which was set in the same town, and it just so happens that Salem's Lot was also the first Stephen King novel I ever read as a young teenager, so I have very fond memories of this story because it actually kind of made me want to read. Like, I had read before, but this was like one of the first real adult novels I had ever read and was totally enthralled by it. So I'm wondering if either of you were Stephen King fans or remember your first experience with his books. And I'm going to start with Scott, because I know you're a horror fan.
Yes. So I wasn't going the books route here, but like, Stephen King, tempted to say, like, first off the top of my head, Maximum Overdrive, you know, where that comet comes in and like makes all of the like cars, basically anything that's like, what is it, automobiles and like electronics, they all come to life and start killing people, which like starring Emilio Estevez, stunning, everything great. And the weird like Green Goblin truck that like still gives me nightmares. But no, I think what I really landed on here was like a toss up between Carrie or Misery, like both kind of highlight female killers who are like ruthless and amazing. But also like both feature really iconic moments. Like, who can forget Kathy Bates with that sledgehammer, or Sissy Spacek getting, you know, doused in blood. Like, those two things like are forever in my mind, especially as like a horror fan. So Stephen King gave those to me. So yeah, that's my memory or most memorable moment.
I remember recently seeing something on Twitter where people didn't realize there's a Family Guy spoof of Misery where Stewie plays the Kathy Bates character. And there were people online who had no idea that was a parody of a Stephen King movie or book and just thought it was something Family Guy did on their own.
That was
okay.
It's so
right.
It's tragic. So
it's
with
really
that in mind, Quam, do you have any Stephen King memories?
Well, as I just admitted, not too many. I mean, I think my first memory is like all kids my age was the It shows or It series, miniseries that came out like in the late 90s. And I literally only watched probably like 10, 15 minutes of it because I got scared. And I was like, okay, that's enough. I do not want to be afraid of clowns. But I guess my most fondest memory of a Stephen King adaptation is The Mist. And it's not really for like all the best reasons, but I just for some reason have such a fond memory of that movie. And I'm talking about the movie, obviously. And I don't know why. I just like the movie itself. It's one of those guilty pleasures that I just love to turn on and watch and have a good time. So definitely The Mist is one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations.
Yeah. David, I have a question for you. So, I mean, in your interview, Adrien Brody was like, put actual worms up his nose for this role. Is that something you would ever consider doing, like for a role or otherwise? Like, I don't think that I would be
for your fun.
Be okay with putting
for
worms
the
in my
movie.
nose.
For the amount of money he's making, I'll shove whatever he wants up my nose, like cockroaches, worms, ants, like whatever. Like I'll take it.
What if it like goes up and then just like comes out your mouth?
It's super gross. So I saw the first few episodes of the series. It's really, really good, honestly. And I can't wait to see where it goes next. But they do use, like he mentioned, those practical effects where clearly he's pulling a giant fat worm out of his nose. He's in a bathtub with them. And I mean, we talk about this all the time, like practical effects or bust. Like that's just awesome. But 100%, stick all the worms up my nose. How about you? No?
No. No. I mean, I don't. I'm like kombucha lady on this one. I'm like, like maybe. I don't know. Maybe if the money is right. Maybe I guess. Quam, what about you?
I'm in your boat. If the money is right, and also it depends what it is I'm sticking up my nose. David said anything up to cockroaches. I don't know about that one, Chief. Worms. It's not as bad, And honestly, I think it coming out your mouth will probably be a lot more, I guess, better than it coming back out your nose. I don't know.
I disagree with you on that one.
Disagree?
You would have to like go completely
so
away
much worse.
and then dangle into your mouth.
But you gotta spit it out. Imagine like if a worm got stuck in your nose, you just gotta like yank it out. Ugh. I don't know.
Yeah. Well. Something for Halloween. I'll stick a worm up my nose for Halloween right here on this show.
There you go. Perfect Chapelwaite costume. Just get some gummy worms and hang it from your nose. It's perfect. Great
Chapelwaite cosplay. Oh, Epix is going to be so happy. So you can check out my full interview with Adrien Brody where we talk about all the worms plus other stuff in the What to Watch Live playlist on Xfinity's YouTube channel later this week, or say What to Watch into your voice remote.